All I know is I'm just fucking sick of being sick right now.
I don't blame you.
Try Fuel Up. It's great for the immune system.
When it gets here, I told Bill,
got
I
yours?
said, everybody's got theirs except for Keith and I.
It's great for the immune system.
So,
Hello.
We went live.
How about me?
how about you? What?
I will never get that shit.
What are you talking about?
I don't know.
I'm in Mexico. They won't ship it here.
You've got cocaine.
Yeah,
Cheap in Mexico.
the good stuff.
I'm not, if you're going to start a show, start with cocaine.
Deep in an underground secret Pacific Island lair, Pop Culture Minefield presents Saturday Morning Funtime. This is the Comic Relief Crusader telling you to get your morning cereal ready, because here we go.
I like that intro. All right. Cocaine. Oh, I bet you I wouldn't feel so fucking sick.
You wouldn't care about much right now.
I have never, and I never would use cocaine because one, I don't want my heart to burst in my chest. But I am very excited about trying our not client, our sponsors samples that they're sending, and so far. Danny and Chris are the only two that have received it. Now I'm going to point out, and I'm going to show this in a second because it cracked me up last night. When let's see if I can upload it up here.
Fuel Up. Wake. It's how to start your day.
You see, I don't think they'll let me do it, so I have to show the original. Here we go. So I'm going to share my screen. Good morning, Shanatsky. Good morning, anime guy. How you doing, Brandon?
Well, I'm doing okay on unlimited sleep.
Is it just me, or does he have the perfect voice for NPR?
No, he's just so tired. His face is leaning into his microphone.
Well, that, and I have a whole new mic set up, so yes, I do sound better.
because you sound like you're right
buttery.
up on that mic. It sounds like you're about one hand away from the microphone.
That's about right. About a hand away.
And on one thing considered, we have, of course, Brandon, the anime guy.
Yeah,
That's
so
right.
here it is. So
That's all
Chris
things
is talking to me about, hey, I made a mistake. I got the sample and I made a big mug of it and I chugged it. And this was his response to it. This is me. That was Chris's response to our Fuel Up. So I'm actually really stoked. I might start drinking that this week for morning coffee.
Yes, it has 180 milligrams of caffeine.
Oh, fucking yes.
Is that it? Is that all?
It's got everything, dude. It's got B12, 12 milligrams of
B6, B12. It's got to be
4 milligrams of B6. Yeah.
Yep, there you go.
B, C, and E. So I made a cute little funny, stupid, terrible video that I'm not ready to share with the world yet, but I did share it. Gary just hasn't got to see it yet.
Let me ask you, did you derail yourself like 5 times in a row after drinking it?
No, but I edited 5 minutes down to 55 seconds. I was very proud of myself. So
Cocaine's a hell of a drug, man.
yeah, right. Fuel Up. Now I had this big idea and concept, and then I just went to, and I was like, this is way too long. I can't do this. So I just
Danny, you're supposed to drink it, not snort it.
Yes.
So you packed.
I actually made it correctly. They give you a cup, Gary. You get like a little cup with a ball in it, and don't be stupid like me. It has a little other cup in it that is supposed to screw onto the bottom, so if you travel, you can put the powder in it. But I left that part in there I didn't notice it until I went to go clean the cup.
Oh,
I
damn.
could probably spend an entire week on the shit that you do wrong.
I can write a book about what you don't know.
I don't know. You had my interest at ball in the cup. So
Yeah, ball in the cup.
Well, you know, it's one of those
Are we
shaky
talking about
things.
Pong or a new sex move?
that's what I was wondering.
Well, at least it's not two girls with. Yeah,
Two
we'll
girls
leave
with-
it there. We'll leave it there.
Well,
Just
unless
remember
it's
to
that girl
turn in
that
calls.
I'm not going to quit until we get 2 girls in a soft serve cone.
Don't please. Don't.
Aw. By the
I'm
way,
glad I
2 girls,
saw that
1
video.
cup does pass the Bechdel test, so it's a feminist.
It's feminist, I know, right? They
Yeah.
picked this.
And it's
I swear to
disgusting as
God,
hell.
modern feminists pick the sickest shit to make as their yeah, that's feminist. Really?
Yeah,
That's feminist.
that's so
Uh,
true. And
this is
actually,
what's fucked up about modern feminism? Not feminism, modern feminism.
yes, I do want
Um,
to show off one thing real quick.
Yeah, dude, go ahead. Let me bring you up on main screen here.
Yeah.
There
My
you
hair
are.
is gone.
And look who organized. Your
Oh,
your
wow.
area looks much more organized.
Yeah, I finally got all of that put in place. I've got my my glorious photo or my portrait, my official kingly portrait.
Is that Jerry the King Lawler, or is that you as a king?
That's me as a king because I am a king in my own kingdom.
You
Right
need
on.
to make that as your avatar now.
I think I will. I think I'll add that to my my avatar repertoire.
You should do
But
that.
let's see what else.
It's better to add it to your abattoir than your abattoir.
Very true. But since the hair is gone, it's gonna. I gotta even
buddy.
myself out. So I gotta bring it back
good.
on the face.
Yeah, I did
Yeah.
the same. I just got my hair cut and shaved. You know?
You're looking way Benny Hillish.
I
That's all I gotta say.
well, he still looks a lot like the guy from Adult Swim. Goes see the mayor, whatever his name is, that young guy, comedian. He's supposed to be a comedian, but I've actually watched his stand up. I'm like, is he going to say something actually funny? Because the only people that laugh at him are stoners, and that's not saying much.
No.
If the stoners, like, if you go like poop, I swear to God, I will do that just to fuck with my stoner friends, and they'll just start laughing, and I'm like, what part of that are you laughing? He goes, just that your head was like standing still, then all of a sudden poop came out. Oh man, but Penny is here. That's your mom, Danny.
Hi, Penny.
She is the first one here today. The Dork Knight was here in the chat, but is apparently now on the show. Magic happens.
How did that happen?
Shadow Dragon. Now we were discussing it. Is Shadow Dragon new to the channel in the chat, or is this a previous dragon that's just rebranded? We don't know. So we're going to ask Shadow Dragon: are you new to the show, or are you one of the dragons we already know and love that you've just done like Monkey Jeebus and rebranded? Speaking of Monkey Jeebus, and then of course, love of my life, Anima Confusa, who once again, probably till the end of my life, I'm going to owe some kind of life debt to Danny for introducing us.
No, that's just why you put up with my shit. So thank you.
Yeah.
We're even. I'm pretty sure we're even, bro.
Actually, that's not. Oh, see, thank you, anime guy. You did it. You did it.
Yes, I am now the king of anime.
Yay!
King cartoon. I'm king anime. There we
Anime.
go.
Everything he touches turns to anime. The Peter Venkman fan site, Joe's Atmosphere, Keely Chow is here. Dragon Ruse, one of the other dragons that we are friends with. And then, of course, Alex Moore, our good friend. Everybody is our friend. We love all you guys. You are what makes this show worth doing. You are the faces that launched 1,000 ships. To quote,
So
You know.
you're Helen of Troy?
Homer, not Homer Simpson.
So
No.
Homer.
Baron, I just wanted to show Baron something heartbreaking real quick.
Uh-oh.
You see this?
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
just-
no.
Yeah. That's
Oh.
What? You were tapping it, weren't you?
yeah.
You
it's,
don't
you
do
know.
that.
No, but hey, I
You can
should be-
replace them. You can buy new tips.
Yeah, I was about to say, I
Yeah.
can twist it off. And
It's not
buy
like
new-
your
Yeah.
penis and you're stuck with it.
Yeah, you can put a new one on there. What you need is a cork. You need a cork. Where did my cork go? I had a cork here. But you put a cork, that's for your tapping.
Yeah.
What are you doing with that?
Oh, Peter Vickman fan site says, "Rest in peace to your hair." And is that to Danny's or is that to
Probably
Brandon?
for me, because it was not quite as long as yours, but it was close. But this is what I have to say about it. As much as I liked having the hair, I couldn't. I had too much of it up front, so it always tried to get into my face. So I always had to wear the hat to keep it out of my face. And since it's been cut, my wife has actually talked to me again.
Is that a good
I'm
thing?
praying that that's a good thing.
It's a good thing on that, and she has told me, damn, you look so good. So yeah, I gotta. I'll keep it. I'm gonna let it go. I'm gonna see if I can get it back to about 6 months, see where it's at, and if it's doing good, or if it decides to start staying out of my eyes, I may let it go. But I probably won't, because I have to admit I am a guy, and there are certain things that I'd like to have, and in order to get that a little more often, I got to have the shorter hair.
Oh, I think I'm picking up what you're putting down. Okay.
Yeah.
Somebody
Either that,
So
either that, or she grabs a.
Somebody wants some play. They want some play.
Yeah. So people in the chat, a few people have been complaining about the notification being late. I'm pretty sure that just has to do with the fact that YouTube hates us, because after we started getting more subscribers, we come to a screeching halt again.
We've come to a screeching halt again.
I'm assuming Gary pissed off YouTube.
I
again.
went in and I've double checked, and everything has been taken care of in our claims department. So I'm hoping that that ends it.
Because you're openly conservative. That's why.
That could hurt us. Also, throwing out the fuck bombs. I don't know. I'm so
It's
grateful
YouTube, who the hell knows?
that Don got us this deal with KGRA, because now we've got a chance to build our subscribership and our listeners.
Mm-hmm.
We're now averaging, just for the Wednesday show, 3,000 to 4,000 listeners per episode.
Hey, Brandon. Thank you for
Very
becoming a
nice.
member.
Hey, Brandon is I thought you were.
I just
I
renewed it.
thought I was. Yeah, I thought I was a member,
Other,
but
other people have said this too. That if this is what pisses me off, that instead of just putting your membership on hold, they end your membership.
Yeah, they ended
Make
my.
you start all over again. YouTube has got its head way up its ass and doesn't know how to do memberships. They suck ass, and I look forward to having radio.
I think
we will continue using YouTube, because this is a great way for you guys to be able to get through to us.
Yeah.
I'm not putting any more effort into YouTube. No, zero effort as of this month. We're putting all our effort into what goes into the radio show. I'm going to make sure that the show doesn't get shut down on YouTube. But because
What about these other ones? Like I've been hearing about Rumble, or what's the other one? Odyssey? Is that it?
Yeah.
Odyssey is one that I hear a lot about. I don't look, man. I don't want to beat a dead horse, because it's just time wasteful. But a lot of people don't hear me when I say things. They'll miss the show or whatever. But I'm just going to say it again. I have never been more let down by entertainment than I have been over the last 2 months. And I have had my fill of entertainment when it comes to studios and how they do things, and networks and these, just fuck them all right now. I know that this sounds disappointing to Mikey Sutton when I said it, because I told him personally. I said, after this debacle with Warner Brothers, all the effort that we have put into things, from Star Trek, it was very fucking disheartening to see somebody who I thought got it let go of it, and just absolutely cut the tether that was holding the fandom together with Warner Brothers, with David Zaslav. And he cut that tether, man, and I let go. I'm not going to fucking fall, down that chasm with everybody. I'm just going to kind of drift off and find something new to think and talk about. And that's why today is not about any of the studio shit. Keith's not going to be here today. I do not give two high-flying fucks right now about what's going on with entertainment. It's hard for me to talk. I struggled yesterday with Kieran. because I just don't give a shit about any of it right now.
Mm-hmm.
And
Gary,
I am, what's his name? Stan? Is it Stan that became the cynical douche on South Park? That everything looked like
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
and
I
then
am
and then
fucking
he
him right
solved
now.
that with alcohol by becoming an alcoholic. So
Wait a minute, what?
Huh?
yeah,
Wait.
that's what happened in the episode. Yeah, Stan becomes an
Oh!
alcoholic.
Oh, okay,
Yeah, I know what you're talking about now. Okay, you threw me there because I missed part of what you said. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Okay,
Mhm.
yeah.
We have a member chat from Kingsport.
Kingsport Cal member for 5 months. Yes, the PCM boom. What's up, family? Danny, I see. Yeah, there are a couple of people worrying about you yesterday, Kingsport Cal, and I told them you were fine. You've been on the show. You were on the show Wednesday and joined us in the after show.
Mhm.
I think, who was that? That was War Monkey. War Monkey was worried about you. So War Monkey was asking about you yesterday, buddy.
I thought it was 6, or wasn't it 6? Or maybe
No.
both of them did. It wasn't 6. Didn't
Well,
ask
War
about?
Monkey was the first one that said something. See, look at him. He got all excited. King!
We have a happy war monkey.
King!
We have a happy monkey. No more war monkey. Happy monkey.
We
You
don't have to
wanna
worry
touch
about the
my
pooping
war
frog.
monkey?
Gary Red Balloon now. Drift away, Gary. Drift away. 99, das Luftballons. That is, of course, for the love of my life because she hates it when I speak German.
99 says of balloons go dry.
Now you're doing it like an Indian. Hello, my name is Luftballon. I made a joke about that last night because I called a guy out one time. I was doing a phone call with one of the internet services here in Missouri. I can't remember who it was. Not one of the bad ones, CenturyLink. And the guy answered the phone. Hello, this is Todd. I said, dude, be honest. Your name is VJ, isn't it? And he
By
laughed.
the way,
And then he actually admitted that was his name. And I'm like, you're fucking kidding me. I guessed your fucking real name.
Oh, wow.
by the way, Gary, I know the real reason you love that song 99 Luftballons. Because it mentions Captain fucking Kirk. That's why you really love it, isn't it?
I'm sorry.
Apparently,
I'm Keith.
Gary was in blackface.
Yeah.
Digital blackface.
Digital.
Is it the same?
We're not going to become the black and white pop culture minefield show.
Here we go. I'm going to put this one back up there. I like this one. Hold on. That's me eating a jalapeno Pringles.
Oh.
I fucking love those things, dude. They're really good.
Really?
I don't think they're hot enough, though. But Pringles are addictive to begin with, and then you add hot to it. And what happens when you eat hot is that you keep eating whatever it is that's hot, and it keeps the hot down to a controlled level. It's when you stop eating it that your mouth goes, hey, 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 hey.
It's like an addiction.
It is. Eating spicy food is an addiction. I've had it since I was 13. When I was a kid, I couldn't stand spicy food, but then I was in Glasgow, Scotland, at 1 o'clock in the fucking morning, and even though the sun had not completely set yet because it was that far north, I noticed the only thing with my dad. My dad noticed the only thing open at 1 o'clock in the morning in Glasgow at that time was an Indian restaurant, and we went into the Indian restaurant, and I had really spicy rice and chicken, and it was with curry and something else in it, and it was kind of red pepper, whatever they use for red pepper.
I mean, I love hot food too, but there was one time where I had to surrender. I went to a Sichuan restaurant, and they had the star 1 to 5, and I was being cocky because I love hot food. I'll go with a 3. I'll be cocky. Oh my word! I wonder what the 5 was, because that did me in.
Holy shit! We finally have hot and spicy Pringles here. Love them. This is what she and I are going to do into our retirement: is eating hot and spicy Pringles.
Hopefully, they keep them.
You watch. It'll be funny holding hands and eating Pringles.
Oh. Oh.
You can eat it.
What?
I forgot the name of the Disney movie with the dogs.
Oh, Lady and the Tramp.
Yes, that one.
Oh yeah. Although
You can
that
eat
would
your
be a
Pringles
weird way.
like that.
That'd be a weird way to eat a Pringle.
Yeah, interesting way.
Maybe, I don't know. So we are 20 minutes into the show. I think everybody is here that's going to come
because of the way Pringles are shaped. You'd have to do a Spider-Man kiss.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah, we go.
Weird,
Yeah.
because you would have to. Yeah, that would be weird.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I'd want to kiss that way. Who wants tongue in the roof of their mouth other than
I've tried it. It's kind of hot,
I got to tell you, I don't think they're as spicy, but
Takis?
Takis.
Yeah.
They have a spicy one. When I was in Phoenix, because we didn't have Takis here in Missouri before I moved to Arizona, and it was just sort of an up and coming company. And I ate it for like every lunch, a little tiny bag of that. I was really like, fuck, those spicy Takis are amazing.
My daughter loves them.
Oh, we have bridge.
So does mine.
You're not even trying now, Parrot Head.
Yeah,
it's just not even fucking trying.
It's funny. I can handle some pretty reasonably spicy food now. I never used to be able to, but I've gotten used to, some decent spicy Mexican, Thai food, etc. I can't do the Takis yet. My daughter, she asks me every week, I need a bag of Takis, and she'll finish the whole friggin' thing. It just, I don't get it.
Yeah, I tell you, Zoe was an addict for him too.
You're strong. I'm gonna go check the back door. Back door.
They're actually really good.
Some of those spicy things can do a job on your back door. I tell you what.
Let me tell you something really, really weird. I never was into spicy food ever, and then I had my gastric sleeve, and dude, now I can't. Like, it can't be spicy enough. I don't understand that. It's the weirdest thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Now she's going to point this out for context, because she was talking about the chips they have there, and I'm like, that's really developmentally handicapped.
Paprika chips? I don't think we have those here.
Paprika
country.
Paprika is almost a neutral kind of spice.
Yeah.
No, I know, that's weird. It's like,
yeah, just
it's like flavored with a neutral spice. I'm reading that.
Oh,
but it's pretty. It's pretty.
It's getting
Paprika
better
is pretty.
now. They have more brands, and some of them have more flavors. There was another weird one she told me about, and I'm like, I don't know. That sounds like it might be good, but at the same time, it might make me throw up in my mouth or in somebody else's mouth. Who knows?
Oh no. Don't no. You want to talk about somebody getting their first kiss and having it go completely wrong? Check out Chainsaw Man, and you'll laugh your ass off, and you'll start horking about it. It was bad.
Oh, the anime Chainsaw Man, the
Yes.
miniseries. Oh, my.
Yeah, I've not watched it yet. It's on my queue for things.
I don't know if should I actually watch it? Because my buddy Eric's watched it, and he's like, "Don't watch it, bro. It's too."
All right, here's the deal with Chainsaw Man. Mappa is the studio that animated it. They're an A tier, S tier level animation studio. They have their hands full. They're doing tons of stuff. It looks good. For the most part, the story is pretty well spot on. Since I haven't read the manga, I can't say with 100%, but I do have a friend of mine that has read up to the current, where they're currently at with the manga. Mm-hmm. And they do faithfully adapt some things, and there are other things that they haven't. Overall, it's worth at least a one-time through, and this is one of those shows that typically gets divided into two camps.
Real quick, I don't want to interrupt.
Fucking love it or you hate it.
Okay, you sir need to be a politician. You need to be a politician, because I asked you. No, seriously, I asked him a yes or no question, and that was the answer. You're missing your calling as a politician, sir. But thank you. I will watch it at least once and get back to you.
Yeah, get into it a little bit.
No, anime Confucius is never going to give you a kiss after you said that, Gary. You know that, don't you?
There is Chris after he had fuel up. Oh my God, I'm going to be so happy having them as a sponsor now. I'm
Cool.
going to change my coffee cup drink beverage in the morning to this shit.
Look at that.
I'm telling
Made
you
in
now.
America.
America.
American made. America.
America. F yeah.
America. Fuck yeah.
Gary,
Come and save
open the video up.
motherfucking day, yeah.
Talking about cocaine. There's no.
Yeah.
We can cuss all we want. It's not getting monetized.
I don't even care anymore.
Second
I
rule.
don't care. Fuck them. Fuck YouTube on that shit. Thank you for having a channel where I can do stuff, but fuck you because you don't do anything to really help any of us. And you set up things that just basically rig the system for others.
I hate YouTube ever since they deleted my channel that I'd had for years. And then they wouldn't let me get it back. And then to contest it, there was no email or website support. They wanted me to freaking mail an actual letter to an address. And I just was like, you know what? Fuck them. But then you guys dragged me back to YouTube. So I'm starting over.
Yeah.
It's our fault.
It was Debub. Was that Debub?
Yeah, it's more the salty nerds' fault than.
Debub, was that you said something about who said something about Mexican food? I just read.
Oh, that was
that was the Peter Venkman website, I believe.
Yeah.
No, Dragon Juice.
Dragon Roost.
Oh, Dragon Roost. Okay.
Which is
Dragon
the
Roost.
coming from a dragon.
Yeah, look, dude.
Aren't dragons supposed to breathe fire?
I like the taste of Mexican food, and my problem when they make it too hot is it takes the taste away, and all I taste is the hot. So I double down with chips and salsa. That's when I want the hot. I want the hot with the chips. I don't want it on my food, and I'm funny about that. Also, I'm not a big fan of the fucking burning Hershey squirts.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
I said,
Gary, I'm in Southern California, so there's plenty of eateries. You got to go some good ones because there's plenty of non-spicy stuff. But I imagine where you're at, there isn't a lot of Mexican restaurants, so they go for the.
I got to piggyback off of what Gary said before. There's too much time that's passed. My stepdad, my mom's wife or husband. Freudian slip there.
Oops.
I wear Freudian slips all the time.
So he would say he'd have to shit in the creek to keep from setting the woods on fire. Instead of what you just said.
Well, here I thought Nazi was.
He's a good old boy. Sorry.
I thought Nazi was trying to say in Southern California there's a lot of burning Hershey squirts down there. So
yeah, I think one of the funniest things my dad ever said. He was heading to the shitter after we had a spicy dinner, and he was like, well, I'm off to go enjoy that dinner again.
Well, no, and if you're in the Bay Area, people don't even need to go to the bathroom to go to the bathroom.
That's true.
Oh, God.
Look, man, I believe that crazy NASA bitch really told me something that maybe just wearing Depends all the time might save me a lot of time.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it depends, doesn't it?
It depends.
Well, it was the special NASA brand.
Gary, please look at what Monkey G was left for you on the PCM.
Do I need to? Do I really need to, Monkey?
Yeah.
All right, I'll go.
Don't go look and see what a monkey left on the ground for you.
Oh, darn. I'm not part of that group. I can't see it. Oh, well.
Would you like to look at the war monkey?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. This is fucking good stuff. Oh, wait. Oh, my God. That's great. Oh, thank you.
Hey, Gary.
Guess what I just got?
Mike.
Thanks, Mike. It was Mike. I got my fuel up.
Yay!
Nice.
Look at that. We manifested it. Speaking of fuel up, literally, Bill just texted me and he wants me to send him the banner for my show. What does that mean? What the logo? What's a banner? Do I have a banner?
I don't know.
You know when you go to a parade.
And there's smart ass. You know what? I'll just ask him. I figured Gary might know. Anyway.
I have no clue, but
You make web pages and you don't know what a banner is?
I know what a banner is for a website.
I know, but like I don't know what he means.
I don't know what he means.
That literally is what a banner is.
Context is
yes, thank you.
I don't
Context.
know what he's
what
talking
kind of
about.
banner? Yeah.
Is he talking about a skyscraper banner?
Right.
A small you got different size banner.
I need the dimensions, man. So I'm gonna ask
160 by 80 is the standard banner. I don't know. I don't know what he means.
Okay, I'm
also,
emailing
does he mean a flash banner, a GIF banner?
Oh, nobody does Flash anymore, bro. Come on.
I still do Flash. Fuck you. I love
you know what? Your Flash ain't showing up on Google Chrome.
I'm not going to use it on Google Chrome. I won't use it on anything. That's how I make my porns. Anyway.
Oh God.
So welcome to Banner Talk.
Speaking of porn,
we are going to look at some of these videos that were just sent to me. There is Derailing Danny.
You know, bro, I'll send you a selfie so you can make better ones, because the ones I make are way better than the ones you make of me.
Let's see.
That one's a little better.
There we go. That's really good. I like that one.
Don't you see that all week? Every week you see that same thing.
This is Danny with Fuel Up right here.
Oh yeah. Okay, Jeebus, I'm sending you a selfie. Like, text me or email me, and I will. I'll just send you one of my selfies. Yeah.
All right. So, Bruce or David Banner? I prefer David Bruce Banner because that's what they called him in the comics after a while. So they would connect the TV show.
I was about to say that's because of the TV show. You know.
Yeah, the TV show called him David Banner, and so what they said is that his name was David Bruce Banner, and that he went by his middle name in the comics. So there you go. Also, I want to point out that he was green, but actually in the original prints that I had some of the original comics that Kirby drew, he was actually grayish looking to me. I didn't see any green in him. He just looked gray.
Yeah, the Gray Hulk. Yeah.
And but he was supposed to be green from the gamma radiation. That's the thing that always threw me about those early comics. Bruce always sounds like, because there was that comedian, Asian comedian back in the 80s. He says, "My name is Bruce." And it's from the movie My Name is Bruce.
You know what that reminded me of? I watched CC and I watched a movie last night that we didn't even know was based off a video game.
Yeah, it's absolutely. No, keep going, Danny. You missed it. It's okay.
Werewolves Within.
You broke his brain. You broke his brain. John went like this. When he started talking. But what were you gonna say, dude? Right, baby? That's what it's called.
Werewolves Within. Have you guys heard of this? It had the girl from the AT&T commercials in it.
Ooh,
that's what.
That was a movie, right?
Yeah, it was a movie.
They're trapped, right?
It was on Paramount Plus. Yeah. No, they're not trapped. They're like in a
lodge.
They're not trapped. They choose to stay in the lodge because they're afraid of a werewolf. You know. It was really good. We actually really enjoyed it. Yeah,
it's got that one dude from Detroit.
It had a chick from SNL in it.
There's a lot of people from Detroit,
and it's a murder mystery. They're trying to figure out which one of them might be a werewolf.
It was really good.
That movie. It's funny. I enjoyed it.
Oh, you saw it? Okay, yeah. I like the twist at the end too, because it totally fooled me. No, I'm not going to spoil it.
It's hard for me not to watch it. It's hard for me not to watch a werewolf movie. If there's a movie, there's a couple of them I really like out there. There's one that's a dark comedy about a local cop who's trying to figure out who the serial killer is. And they're like, no, it's a werewolf. And he goes, there's no such thing as werewolves. But there's like a caveat to that. I don't want to say what it is. And it's a really entertaining film. I like a really good Dog Soldiers is still one of my favorite werewolf films of all time.
Nice. So what you're saying is it's a live action version of the Werewolf by Night card game.
It's based off of. It said it's based off of some video game called of the same name, Werewolf Within, and I never heard of the video game, and it kind of makes me want to look into it because I enjoyed the hell out of the movie.
What's this about, Brandon?
Well, this is my current season list, and as you can see, it's stacked again. I tried to trim it down this season because last season I started off with 25 shows, but ended up with 15. But this season I'm starting off with 25 again, and the winter season just kicked off, and I've still got a few more that there's a few more of them that have yet to start, but the two that I think I'm going to focus the most heavily on is going to be Trigun Stampede, and I think this is going to be another one of those shows that's either going to be you either love it or you hate it, and I think that's probably going to come down to is, did you see the original? And if you did, this one's probably going to disappoint, but I don't know because I haven't seen it yet. But I got to go get myself some lunch. I'm starving, and I got to go grocery shopping, but I just wanted to show Gary, as bad as things are here in the West, and as much as I want to kick Zaslav and James Gunn in the balls for what they've done to DC and what they're continuing to do, I have turned to the East, as you well know. And as you can see, I am not lacking for entertainment. Now, some of these are probably stupid as hell, and I'll probably drop about 10 of them. That just happens. You know, there's something for everybody here. But even with that, I'll probably still end up with 15 shows that I'll finish the season with, and 5 of them that'll be well worth the time to rewatch and to actually collect. And speaking of, the one that I have watched the most, even though it's not the best show, but it's one that I have watched the most of from the last season, is Reincarnated as a Sword. It is Isekai Reincarnation done right. Now, they've got the dub version of it just starting, and it's actually pretty good, with the exception of the voice actress for Fran. She sounds a little too old. But this is an excellent show, and as I said, it does the isekai genre a lot differently than a lot of the shows had been doing. So I've seen it through twice, on to my third time with the dub. It's well worth it, and I'm going to start collecting the light novels for it.
Now, I'm going to explain something to you, Mr. Tickle Trunk. I read what he just said. What he did wasn't to DC. What he did was something to, you have a tether to your fandom. And he absolutely cut the tether. If you think that they didn't cut that tether, go look at all the fucking shit that's going on Twitter, Facebook, and everything. You've got a major disconnect now. You lost a major portion of your fucking fan base. Yeah. So my concern, and I said this right when they did it, that whatever they're going to do, they better make it so fucking awesome that people who never read a comic book in their life wants to fucking see it. Because they just, otherwise they just cut their own throat.
Exactly. So there's no reason to keep Ezra.
There's nothing about DC. I think that Gunn's probably going to do a fine job with this stuff, but is it going to draw a fucking audience? They had an audience.
Yep.
I was part of that audience. I'm not sure I want to go see this stuff.
Exactly.
I wanted to see Henry Cavill.
By the way,
I'm not a Snyder fan by any margin of the fucking word. I'm not.
Brian.
Yay.
Oh my God. That's what I got to do. I'm going to do it. I'm going to get the theme. Yes. I'm getting it right now. Hold on.
Hello.
This is just for Brian. I just realized I should have done this along live.
Look what the winds of change have blown in.
The winds of change have blown me in. Yeah.
He's wearing that traitor sweatshirt.
There it is.
What did you find her at?
Can't see it. Sorry.
Share screen.
They used to be the Minnesota North Stars.
But that's when they were shit and didn't have any fans.
Yeah.
There was fans up here. Oh,
all right,
come
Brian.
on.
I can't understand how that team didn't make a success of it in Minnesota.
Brian.
Yes,
Brian.
darling.
Brian. Love you, Brian. Here, this is for you.
This is Python. It's got to be Monty Python. Yeah. And read films. A man who called Brian.
That is your new
And he
intro
started
song.
to grow.
From this day forward, that is your opening song whenever you
his
come on the
balls
show.
drop down low.
I'm going to get a copy of it. I don't care if I get claimed.
Well, thank you for that, my friend. I appreciate that.
Fuck you,
because it
too.
is one of my favorite movies of all time.
Oh my God, yeah, it's one of my favorites too.
Yeah,
What did
top
he
five.
say? He said, "Blasted all the cheese makers."
Well, of course, he's not referring to.
Shut up, big nose.
It's all manufacturers of dairy produce. Shut up, big nose. Who are you calling big nose?
So yeah, I've got to take off. I got to take care of a few things, and then I got to take a nap. I'm dying here. So.
Oh yeah, exactly.
I salute you,
Brandon. Take care,
Yes.
buddy. Good seeing you. I like the haircut, buddy. I do.
Yeah, look good.
Yeah,
More than
it's
anything,
not bad.
I like you cleaned up your fucking room.
I was actually able to get rid of the stuff that wasn't mine. That's the problem with living in someone else's home.
Jesus
is,
Christ!
I can only do so
like
much.
Mike Lorder.
He's looking very well groomed, isn't he?
Yes.
Oh my
give
God!
me
I
another
just
week. I'll have
realized
the beard going.
Sean Hannity right now. He looks like Sean Hannity right now.
Oh, don't compare me to that warmongering piece of shit.
Indeed.
No, this is
That's not a
this
good
is the way he looks
That-
right here.
That
Put glasses
Republican
on.
apologist.
No.
Now you get me. I'm
yeah.
conservative as hell. I can't stand that fucker.
Yeah, I can't stand him either. Well,
but
I
anyway,
will say this: he
Hannity
grifted. He grifted perfectly from the beginning of 2001 with the World Trade Centers going down. He grifted his way into national syndication and into a shit ton of money. So I can't blame him for the grift, but he's still a piece of shit.
Absolutely. And Brandon,
Yes.
I love you, buddy. I'll see you later.
I love you too.
See you,
You
Brandon.
take care, everybody. It's always good to see you. And yeah, I'm going to be touching on a ton of anime this season. There's a ton of it again.
Yeah,
so.
I hope you get permission
The anime.
first.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was going to say. I hope you got permission.
Oh, yes.
Sorry, Gary.
There's always the permission there from it, and like I do have to say one last thing.
Don't assume permission.
There's always one show that comes out a season that is going to make you go, "What the hell did I just
know,
see?"
Jesus Christ, dude.
Exactly, and I found it. There's one show that I found that has an uncensored version of it. So if there's an uncensored version, then you know it's going to be over the top. What the hell? I need to bleach bit my brain when it's all said and done. And that show is called Onimai or Onimi. I'm now your sister.
Okay, before you go, last
Yes.
word before you leave is in the private chat. I want you to say it out loud by itself with nothing else, and then just leave.
Oh my God.
All right, well, I'm going to turn this off. Ejaculate.
You're
At least it wasn't
a
premature.
Gary. I love you.
I love you too, buddy. Oh my God.
Lovely
Lovely Sherry is here just in time
hi,
for Brandon to ejaculate.
What the hell did I just walk back into? Oh my God.
You don't want to know, Danny.
You don't want to
wanna
walk into the
know.
ejaculate. That's true.
Brandon was just talking. He just kept saying double entendres all over the place, just throwing them out like fucking flowers.
Was it anal fantasy?
He was like that little girl with the Frankenstein monster, just throwing flowers out on the water.
It does look
So-
like anal.
So
fantasy.
Frank and Gary had to throw him down the will.
Yes, because Brian is he's, I don't know, man. You and I love the fact that you and I have the same fucked up thoughts at the same time.
We do, and I'm sorry I interrupted you because you were going to say why.
I was going to say exactly what you're going to say, and
I'm
it
sorry,
made me
man.
laugh. And I'm like, it's because you and I think too
You
much
know,
alike.
great minds think alike. You know,
Well, we both grew up on British humor,
exactly.
and
yeah.
so I've got that twist in there, just like Oliver Twist.
Well, I just not to sidetrack, but I have been working on for about a year a concept for a series of shows on classic comedy, which I've got the groundwork done for, and I've been fiddling about with thumbnails and whatever, and it would be like a weekly thing. I was going to call it the Cult Comedy Crew, but not with a K, obviously, because that would be problematic. But
What you should do, you should have that, but then have it crossed out and one of them turned into a C.
But it was actually going to be about every week it would take a show, and mainly a lot of British stuff, I would have to say.
Well, right off the top
so
of my
it would
head,
take, like
my
the two
favorites is
Ronnies
the
maybe, and
original
then
Bedazzled.
and it would have all the where did these guys come from and how is it linked to other shows type information? So you've got your Peter Cook and Dudley Moores, you got your Spike Milligans.
With Bedazzled, when they made Bedazzled, that's how I got introduced to them.
That's right, and I would go through every week. It'd be a different show, and it'd be like one of those Rock Family trees where it would tie it all together. Like, okay, you saw Michael Palin was in this, but did you know he was in, not the 1948 show or whatever the hell,
Yeah, what was that one show he did? Ripping Yarns.
Yeah.
Oh God. Well, that's on the list, and I've got all the hashtags so I can tie them all together. Ripping Yarns, and it would say, well, you know where these guys came from, and then you know where they went to after. Ripping Yarns is great, by the way. Across the Andes by Frog.
I got to let everybody know that Brian said the secret word of the show today, and so here it goes.
You just made the list.
Here we go.
Brass Eye. That's a great one.
Oh God, I love Brass Eye. Oh yeah, I love that show.
So,
and then
are you going to touch the radio shows that they did?
Yeah, well, you wouldn't believe the spreadsheet I've got put together for this. It's so big I've got radio, I've got TV, I've got movies.
Quit bragging about
I got British, Canadian, Australian, American.
Let's see.
You better have Hancock on there. Hancock's half hour.
Yeah, well, absolutely. But I mean, there's literally I've listed hundreds of shows and tried to tie them all together and individuals. And I've been working on this for about a year. And there will come a point where I'll say, right, we're going to do this thing. And you guys would be ideal.
Oh, fuck yeah! Let me know what movie you're going to do that episode, and and if I know the film well enough, I'll jump in there. Tickle Truck, I want to apologize, dude. I kind of derailed to respond to you, but I would actually, what you and I need to do is we need to have a side conversation because you're not actually arguing against what I'm saying. You're still saying at the beginning of your sentence, the way your sentence is structured, that paragraph is structured, you start with exactly saying what I just said. And then you put an addendum on it. And the addendum doesn't matter to me. That's the problem. It's a fan base was cut. It was tethered. And you are fully aware of it. And you can't say that you're trying to move forward and do something like that. What you're doing is actually not moving forward. You're changing direction. There's a difference. Moving forward means not cutting people off. Changing direction.
What did you say? Sorry, what did you say?
This is about what Zaslav did with Gunn. Letting go of the crew. The way they did. It was sudden. It was a sudden, what do they call that? Traumatic amputation.
Oh, yeah.
Traumatic amputation. And it's hard. I don't want to quote medical facts, but it's hard to survive traumatic amputation. And so I wish him luck, but I'm not happy right now. And I'm not going to be happy for a while about this stuff. And I'm so turned off by every single acolyte of these assholes that, were out there just like hating on everything that we liked. And that now they're just fucking, look what happened. Yeah, fuck you guys.
Well, Gary, that's basically what happened is pretty much, it's like, go make your own space, you fucking nerds. And we did. And then the jocks went, hey, we kind of like this.
Yeah.
Are you having a high school flashback, Shanowski?
Fucking nerd.
You're having a high school flashback.
What it sounds like to me.
I mean, that's what I pointed to. It's
Look,
Zack
I
Snyder.
got to tell you something.
Zack Snyder was the original dude, bro, who came in and went, fucking nerds, get the fuck out. My Batman could get raped in prison. My Superman fucking snaps necks. This pussy shit about, being an upstanding moral character.
Yeah, look, I liked everything he did until he started involving himself with regular DC. Then I was like put off by him. And I'm a fan of his work previously. I like Sucker Punch. I still
we have a breach, Gary. We have a breach.
Oh, another one? Like I always say, I will watch any comic book film, don't care about the backdoor politics. You sir, get this one.
Front door team and backdoor team.
Scan Dog's all about the back door, but quick question, when has splitting the party ever worked?
There we go.
Go to the rear. That's what I say.
Yeah, go to the rear. And I always say this as a combat medic. Devin, who is this?
Oh, it's my son.
This is your son?
Hey, buddy.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, my 24-year-old, the skate, not the artist, but he's the skateboarder, the 24-year-old skateboarder. Yeah.
Oh, he's like most of my friends, skaters. I was a skater. I was an original skater.
Well, I mean, I taught him how to skate. I used to be a skater. I
there's
actually
no
still
such
have
thing
my
as a
board.
skate shop when I was skating on boards.
Yeah,
I
hey,
had to
your
make-
grandma's in here too, Devin. If you're still here, say hi to your grandma. She's going by Penny in there.
Say hi to your mother.
Say hi to my mother for me.
Yeah, look, I don't want to get off topic, but this is a great video to describe pop culture minefield sometimes.
Human sacrifice, dogs and cats living together, mass hysteria.
There we go.
Yeah, I would pimp my son's handle. It used to be Salty Dev, which was real easy, but he changed it, and I don't know what it is now. So, son, if you want to put it in the chat, if you want followers, he's actually really, really good. I know I have to say that as his dad, but
how old is your dad? I mean, how old is Devin?
24.
Okay, good. I can make this joke. So, Devin, is that like bragging? What is that? Salty Dev.
Do a kick flip. I think he was challenged. He might have been talking shit because I can't do a kick flip, and he knows that. So I'm pretty sure that was aimed at me.
Well, yeah, I got to be honest. Like a lot of the skating that we used to do back in the late 70s, going into the 80s, was really street. It's street skating.
He's a street
riding
skater.
Rails,
but I just do
rails like that.
I used it for transportation. I never really did tricks. Like nothing major.
No tricks. It was just all about riding and doing all that shit. And
I used to be really good at Tony Hawk.
I was really good at landing on my back with skateboard.
That's a terrible username, but yeah, at Devin Ballard _ is if you want to follow him on Instagram.
_ question mark.
Not a question mark. Not a question mark. Just Devin Ballard _ I personally think Salty Dev was better. When we would go, the crazy thing is we went on vacation this one time, and every time he'd come with me, we'd go to different skate parks so he could skate because he's committed. And we always ran into somebody, like no matter what state we were in. Oh my God, you're Salty Dev! And it was always made me proud. And I was like, oh. But when you have like 30,000 followers, I guess that kind of shit happens, you know. Tell him he needs to be an influencer, guys. With 30, he's not making money off of that. Like, why? Come on.
Don't listen to him.
Damn it! That was
don't go down the hole. Don't
do it. Stop. I stopped
says
Parrot Head. I like that one. I don't have control of the play on that one, so I can't engorge it. I can't enlarge it. I can't make it bigger. I'm phrasing it 3 different ways. So I'm going to try to play this.
Did you see what? I love it. So King Sports Cal said I should get a longboard, and my son's like, no thanks. Dad is fried. Dude, I don't even ride my skateboard anymore because I still got to get my hip replaced.
It won't let me increase the size of it, but there you go.
Is that Keith? Is Michael Jordan?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nice.
He looks good.
The real Michael Jordan, not Michael B. Jordan. Nothing. Dead air. Fuck you guys.
By the way, 70s. Another comedian to look into. He's American, but he's very British inspired. Trevor Moore.
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not even so much that this show's going to be a series of shows about, hey, let's pick another guy. It's more about the relationships between all the different threads of shows over the decades, and it will be decades. It's going to go right back to Tony Hancock and all that stuff as well. So it's been that's why it's not just, hey, I'm going to go live and here's a show about comedy. It's going to be
hey son,
by the way,
favor, subscribe to the channel for us.
You'll never hear from Pop Culture Minefield any true affiliate of this show will never fucking say boycott.
No.
What we do
caught. We'll never say girl caught either.
Girl caught. It's just weird. It's a weird word.
Yeah. That's especially that time of month.
Wrong, and
I'm against boycotting people. Personally, I'll boycott shit. That's my decision. You know, but and I will tell people I cancel my Disney, I canceled Netflix.
It's funny you said cancel, because when you said that I was about to say boycotting is just a big part of this cancel culture.
It's cancel culture language.
Right.
And I don't dig that shit at all.
No.
It's like, look, man,
All right, bye, buddy. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. I'm sorry, my son's saying
Nice
bye.
meeting you, Devin.
Thanks for subscribing to us.
Nice.
Hey, fuck off now.
I got a bit of a thrill when my son told me, "Oh, I watched your Canon movies thing. I thought it was great. I think it's the first time he's ever mentioned anything I've ever done on YouTube." So
Wow.
it's like, and he says he only watched it because Razorfist was in it. So, nothing to do with me.
That's fucked up.
Yeah, but it's nice that your son was
big
there.
Razorfist, but I don't think I'm
Well,
ever
we
going
were-
to do a show with that guy.
We were texting, and he was
For
like, "What are you
sure.
doing?" And I was like, "I'm on a live stream." And I was like, "Here's the link. Come say hi." And I didn't think he would because he never does, but he did, so that was cool. Yeah.
You're too cool for that, Danny. You're too cool.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
he's not.
Yeah, Razorfist told me that he wanted to join us for our Blade Runner special when we had some of the cast and crew from the Blade Runner on, and fucking ghosted all of us. It just absolutely ghosted it. So I'm like, he was like totally into it, telling me, yeah, I totally want to. And then and I'm like, look, man, this is a rule of mine. I've never chased a woman in my life. I don't chase people. It's either you want to do something, you don't want to do it. If you don't want to do it, I'm not pursuing after you, reminding you. And it kind of bugs me when somebody puts me in that position to where it's like, hey, are you? And then I feel like I just pursued him, and I pursued him, and it annoyed me. But I like him. I still sub to him. I love his shit. I love what he's got to say.
Great stuff he does. Yeah.
Oh man.
But I think with a guy like Razor, you just kind of
He's just too busy, and he should have just said that to me. He should have just said that.
Yeah.
So, 70s. You said something. I'm sorry, it's a huge delay on my response here, but I'm a stoner, and I didn't want to interrupt.
We're used to that. We're used to that, Danny.
Yeah, you're always 30 minutes.
Why isn't girl caught a thing? People want to be like all like, yeah, it should be. Like they want to have equal rights. Let's change it to girl caught. I think
it's every month for 5 days. That's your girl.
We've made a word up. We can start using that now. We're going to.
We should. I love it.
It.
Well, because of the fact since 2016, fanboys have been called out. For
we got a sex bot. How did that happen?
Fangirls are a thing.
You get,
in fact, fangirls are fucking nastier than fanboys.
But I think we should invent our own words. That's one of them. Girl caught.
I love it. 70s.
All right.
It's a pop culture
Can I get back to what I was saying?
No.
Yes. Sorry.
Pop cultural minefield. We have invented a new word.
Yes.
Hello. Good evening and welcome to the middle of the film.
There you go.
What
I was saying was
fuel up, wake.
Oh Jesus fucking Christ! I give up.
Gary,
I'm sorry.
3 fucking times I've tried to say this.
I'm listening.
Oh, Gary.
It was you too, Shanatsky, fucking talking over me, and I'm like, I'm trying to point out that the whole reason why that word is interesting is because since 2016 they've been calling girls fanboys.
Yep.
And that pissed me the fuck off. It wasn't Danny leaves and he fucking. It was Shanatsky too, Danny. Both you fuckers talking over me. So basically, having a word that we can push forward like that is kind of fun. Girl caught. To say girl caught is funny.
So
because we're putting a twist on something that these assholes started in 2016.
Yeah, and if they gender swap one of our favorite male characters, we say we're going to girl caught that.
God, you are gone.
Who, me? Dude, I no, that was an accident.
No, he's talking to me.
I'm talking directly to this fucker next to me on the screen.
Yeah, I did not mean to hit the leave studio button. I meant to hit the stop camera button.
Who else did that?
Yeah.
Good aim, Danny. Good aim. I hate to
I'm
see
high,
what
man.
Danny used to do those voice augmented things, and I said, I swear to God, I will kick you off the show. You keep doing that shit. I hate that fucking voice augmented
Hey, I do have a question. Das Wolfman, tomorrow, do you have that clip that he's been using of Chris Jericho, the list, like that you can use?
You just made the list.
Yeah, that one.
Hey, if it's in the thing, I have it.
All right, we need to have a production meeting in the morning.
I'm just saying, I think maybe Warner would be best if they killed Ezra.
You just made the list.
Oh, it sucks when you get interrupted.
Well, there we are then.
No, I agree with you, Shinatsky. Absolutely. Warner Brother, look, is it a sound decision? We'll find out. I don't think it is. I think it was a dumb move. Placating a fan base is never a bad thing.
No.
Never. It's never in the history of fandom been a bad thing to placate your fan base.
Did you just go back round again? Oh, okay.
Sorry. Sorry. Hey, guys, you're welcome.
Well, there
Thanks,
we are then.
Mark.
I know nothing. Nothing.
So, look, I wanted to talk a little bit now that we're in the second hour about some of the current shows that I find really good. Shows that are some new, some a couple seasons old, 3 seasons old. For All Mankind, it's still a show. These are shows that really I only know a handful of my friends that watch. And I'm like, these shows are really good. A lot of them are on Apple TV Plus. The 4 that are on our thumbnail are on Apple. Number 1, For All Mankind. Number 2, Ted Lasso. Number 3, Mythic Quest. Number 4, Severance.
Well, you answered a question I was going to ask. That's why I haven't seen any of those movies.
Shows.
I already knew you had
Someone's going to get hurt. I don't
What
think
the
it's
fuck is
Dork
going
Night.
on?
Whoa!
That's what she gets for walking around the house in just her bra.
Tell Cece, our friendship level just went a little higher.
And something else.
I'm not saying I want to raise
Oh, God, that
question,
hurts. I just pulled a muscle in my ribs laughing.
I'm not saying it's a question that's being raised, but something just got raised.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's the pure definition of karma, what's happening to me right now.
Hamana.
That'll teach you.
Yeah.
Karma's a motherfucker. My girlfriend, when he said that, he says, karma is a motherfucker.
Oh, God. Look, it's no worse than a bathing suit, guys. Come on, I wasn't being mean.
I would say
we still like it.
If you're going to watch a TV show, I'd recommend Banshee.
Cavallino Cavalryman is here, and he said, swing.
Swing. Hey, I'm just trying to help.
Swinging.
So Apple TV, huh? They got a lot of good, because the Salty Nerd guys are always talking about C. They seem to love that show, and I just don't have Apple TV. I pay for
I don't
enough
want to watch
stuff.
it for some reason. I really don't. I don't know why.
Is that the one where everybody's blind except for one person? Yeah.
Yeah, he's got like.
Oh, really? I had no idea that's what it was about. All I know is Jason Momoa is in it.
It's a play on the word. In the land of the blind, the man with one eye is king. That's what the show is. It's a play on that. And I the minute I saw what it was, I was like, it's a play on the word. And it's like, I don't know if I want to watch that.
So, Peter Venkman fan site, you're a female, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Okay. All right. Dude, you should know. Women, when men write comedies with naked, like with chicks, we always write like women. Women never. I've never been with a woman that just walked around topless ever. Like, have you guys? Like,
you have made some mistakes in your life, my friend. Yes.
So you guys have?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like everybody I've ever dated, they sleep in their bra, which is weird to me. They
Why do you think I look so useful?
Does that include the men that you've dated, or?
Those big-titted men. All I know is, like, when I was,
I'm going to suffer for that. I just know it.
When I was 20, I was in this band, and there was this girl. I don't know her name. I forgot her name. She was just some one-night stand I had when I was a drummer, and we were in a motel because we were out of town playing at a gig, and she went to crawl over me, boobies out. And I don't know what made me do it. It might have been the booze. It just might have been the mood I was in. But as she went over me, I went.
Oh, you should have done the motorboat. That's more fun.
So,
these were hanging.
Actually, I can't tell this story because Cece's in earshot, but I got a funny story for you some other time.
We'll save it for another time.
The
That's
internet
fine.
never forgets.
Look at me. Look how youthful I look. The reason why is because every time men see boobs, it helps extend the life.
It's true.
Yeah, the men need to
Dennis,
see boobs.
you are like, baby, you need to look at this. See, you're doing it wrong. You're doing it wrong.
But Dennis is right. I mean, it's if you're a
that's how it should be.
Couple that's been in a
especially now that we don't have
relationship.
a roommate anymore. So like, I get it when we had a roommate, but like, come on.
If couples in their own home were afraid to let each other see themselves walking around naked, they wouldn't be very.
Well, I don't think it's I don't think it's like they've been afraid. I just think for some reason, women nowadays just feel more comfortable in their bras. Which
well,
I don't
a lot
get.
of them do, especially sports bras.
I'll be back.
You're literally mansplaining her, by the way.
Will he be back? That's the question.
I hope he muted that microphone because I don't think we want to hear what's about to happen.
I do.
Will he be back?
Anima, nobody gives me ideas. I have all those ideas. These guys are talking about things I've done. No, baby. Don't worry. You're in trouble with me. It's a fact. Yeah. Just, be prepared for it. You'll hear funny shit from me, and I'll do. Look, when I was younger, there was a moment I got out of a hot shower and I pulled a quagmire. There we go. I knew it was happening. Pulled a quagmire. Hey, Peter, does that look like a cue? That moment. And I jumped out and I began doing a hula hoop movement. And what happened. And my then wife just turned and absolutely, she looked for a second and it was the second it mattered. And then she rolled her eyes and laughed and turned away from me. I said, you gave it a good look. And I walked away. That was all that mattered. Yep. That is correct. And Danny's in trouble. Danny's getting his shit beat out by a Latina. He's getting his ass kicked by a Latina, man.
He likes being choked. Okay. Yeah. Whoa, we're getting into a weird area here.
Thanks for the good news, Gary.
Have we ever left the weird area? I mean, has it ever been anything?
Show, when do we leave the weird?
No, this show is weird.
This show is built on weird.
Mm-hmm. Look at the host.
Guys, shit.
Oops. You just made the list.
We just want to make sure people know that he was not suicidal. He was
call 911 because I think there may be a murder in progress.
I just want everyone to know that if he dies, he brought it upon himself.
If he dies, he dies.
He earned it.
Oh, yeah, he earned it. So anyway, For All Mankind is Ronald D. Moore's other show that he's doing. Mm-hmm. And I really do consider it a well-written show. It gets a little woke here and there, but it gets woke in a way that kind of matches real life. So it's hard for me to argue against that because I run into the shit that they show on the show in real life and have run into it my whole life, and so I like the show because if things had happened, the whole premise of the show is, what if America hadn't gotten to the moon first? It's an alternate universe. What would have happened?
This is the Joel Kinnaman thing, isn't it?
Yeah, Joel Kinnaman. I fucking love that dude.
He's great. Yeah,
I'm when I watch it watched him on The Killing, I didn't know if I was going to like him, man, because he was doing that street talk like he was a thug kind of thing. But then I realized that's the character. He's that good of an actor. And so I really started paying attention to him. And he did that Russian alien invasion movie way back at the beginning of his career. And I'm like, he was one of the best parts of that movie. And it wasn't a very good film, but he was one of the better parts of it. I don't know if you guys remember that. It was
I remember that.
He was shot in Russia.
I really do like him.
RoboCop, I was already a fan of his by then.
It wasn't that bad. I think it's a missed opportunity, that one. It wasn't bad.
He did a fantastic job. I think they made some mistakes in the story is the problem. They made some serious fucking mistakes with the story. They should have stuck to certain things. They were important in the characterization of RoboCop.
But he is a good actor, and I liked him. He did little things like in Safe House, the Denzel film, where he was in that for a brief period, and it was quite an effective role. He's done some smaller parts, but in bigger things over the years.
Yeah, and that's really how.
Did you see that she threw a damn chocolate at me. Did you guys see that?
Ooh,
She's throwing chocolate
the
at you?
camera was off.
Oh, I would love that. I would love to have someone throw chocolate at me.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
a chocolate, a flip flop. She threw a flip
Oh,
flop.
flip flop.
Flip flop.
You didn't see
Oh.
that?
That's a Latina and a black
Yeah.
woman. They'll
Yeah.
do that in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Dude, I like.
Throw shoes, flip flops.
I think it's the new RoboCop they're talking about, right?
Yeah, new RoboCop.
I
He was
don't remember
okay.
him.
I mean, he was good in it. Actually, everybody did a fine job in it.
The new, the
I didn't like it.
Kinnaman in it.
Yeah,
With Michael Keaton.
I know, Kinnaman.
I actually really
Kinnaman.
liked that RoboCop.
It wasn't bad,
too.
you know.
The
It
one
could have
where
been
Michael
better.
Keaton was the villain. That one,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, I actually really liked that, but unfortunately, the guy what killed that, according to what I've read, wasn't how it did at the box office or critics or whatever. The actor didn't like the experience. What's his
Kinnaman?
name? Yeah, he did not like the. He said it was like the worst experience, like movie experience.
Well, I think he also listened to some of the fans that were criticizing it,
Yeah,
saying that they got too far away from the original idea.
I don't know. I thought it was dope the way they did like the brain and the spinal, like
Oh, all of that was because they took something
Yeah.
that actually happened later in the second film.
yeah.
And put it into the first story. Because that's what's his name? Kane? Was that his name? Kane?
I think it was Kane, the guy that
Yeah.
did the what was it called? The juice
Oh.
or the not the juice, the
Nuke.
nuke.
It was
Nuke.
Nuke.
Yeah, that guy.
So, but
I
anyway,
thought you
so
said the guy who did the Jews, and I'm like, what?
Juice,
Whoa,
man.
whoa.
Hey, I got a question, man. Are we going to actually get to because you started and then we got derailed again, and it wasn't even my.
So as I was saying, you interrupted me as I was trying to go back to it. For All Mankind is a great show. It really is. It asks the question, what would happen? And it's interesting because we see that women would absolutely have moved faster forward in a period of more need. In a period of more need for science and technology to advance, because we ran behind. The Russians beat us in the show. So therefore, he posed that question, what would happen? And he shows what would happen. It really, I think women in positions of authority and power at NASA absolutely would have happened that way. This latest season, heartbreaking season, because in order to save one person, she had to betray her country, one of the main characters. And she betrayed him in a way that, and they also show that we end up in going to Mars way before.
Oh, yeah.
Because we didn't leave the moon on the show. We never left the moon. Because a real space race took place. So therefore, getting to the Mars was more important. Got to get your ass to Mars.
Get your ass to Mars.
So this
We ended up going to Mars in the 90s.
poses some great stuff. Some of my favorite moments is fucking them mounting up in their fucking suits on the moon with M16s getting ready to go kill some Russians at their base. I'm serious, man. I fucking love this show. That gunfight on a moon base was one of my favorite moments in sci-fi on television. What it would be like fucking having an M16 fight, AK-47 fight on 1/6 Earth's gravity, and how fucking dangerous that is. That fucking great show. I enjoy that show. Yeah, it gets a little woke. It gets a little preachy here and there, but that's life, man. I run into preachy people in my life all the time.
Is there anywhere other than Apple TV I can watch this?
You can go to illegal sites, I guess. You know, there's
Okay,
that.
well, let's not talk about that. Let's not talk about let's not talk about
Movies.to is one of them that I hear people use. Now, the next show, again, on Apple Plus TV is Ted Lasso.
Can you buy it separately on Apple iTunes?
Yeah, you can
as a
actually
show?
do it on Amazon.
I don't know.
You don't have to
You can get it on
subscribe to-
Amazon. Okay. No,
if
that's
you have
fine.
Amazon Prime, you can actually go
I have
there and
Amazon
purchase
Prime.
the episodes.
Yeah.
You're
Okay.
purchasing it through
I haven't
Amazon.
watched it, but I do
You're
want to
buying
watch
from
it.
Apple.
I also want to
know.
watch the one you're about to talk about, Ted Lasso, because everybody raves about that. You know,
I've
hear
been
a lot
watching it from day one when nobody knew what the fuck this was. First of all, I'm a Jason Sudeikis fan. I fucking love this guy.
Jason Sudeikis is great.
I think he's brilliant with comedy, but I think he's a really good dramatic actor too.
Yeah, because I was going to say, I thought he was playing a dramatic role because all my friends that have talked to me about it said that
it's not dramatic. It's a mixture of it's real world comedy. It's dramedy.
Dramedy? Okay.
Yeah, and it's a sports show, and it absolutely is.
Is he like a
remake of? Shit, I just forgot what it's a remake of. It's another sports film, football.
Is he like an agent? Is it like a Jerry Maguire type of thing?
No,
Like-
he's a coach.
He's a coach. Okay.
Who gets hired almost as a joke to an American football coach whose team just won, college team just won everything, Rose Bowl, whatever the fuck it was, and he leaves America to go to the UK to coach a soccer team. He knows nothing about soccer.
Yeah. So Sudeikis did a series of shorts. or
Well,
something that led to
his
it,
shorts were on ESPN.
It was to do with the English Premier League.
Was it ESPN or Fox? It was one of the sports channels.
NBC Sports. It was NBC.
Was it
Sports.
NBC Sports? Okay, so he went off and then developed this as a show with another dude, and I think it's fucking brilliant. And it's spun off of an idea of another film, and I can't remember what it is offhand. I normally remember it.
Anima, that's what I said. It's because they're on Apple TV and you and I don't have it.
Yeah, I don't have it either, and that's why
You see
it took
that,
me
Gary?
a while to get around
Yeah.
to seeing them.
Yeah, I'm going to introduce you to him eventually, hon. Mythic Quest. I watch it when you're asleep.
Is that a comedy or a science fiction or what is that?
What? Oh, I'll get into it in a minute.
Okay.
Ted Lasso is, in my opinion, they took a sport that most Americans don't give two shits about.
And they shouldn't
The
give two
fact-
shits about it.
But the fact is when treated correctly, it is a really good sport. And I love what he does here. He brings the American spirit to a fucking English football club. And it's the same football club, by the way, that Ryan Reynolds and Mac from it's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
So
Ryan Reynolds and he bought the actual team, the Welsh
So
team.
strictly speaking, it's not an English team, then it's a Welsh team.
It's a Welsh
Wrexham.
team.
Wait, so the
British
show,
team.
so is the show primarily about him coaching soccer or football?
It's
the same thing.
European football.
There's no difference.
Okay, I didn't know that. I thought it was American football, like because I've
No,
never.
he
seen it.
left American football to coach a soccer team, or as they call it, their football.
His wife isn't to do with his wife trying to spite him or spite somebody.
Yeah, she's trying to spite him all the time, and he's got marital problems, custodial problems with his child. He's got a boss that initially wants to fuck everything up.
Did you
but
see
she
your
ends up-
woman's
She
comment?
ends up falling in love with what he's doing.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah, she throws him in the deep end because he knows nothing about the sport, and it's meant to ridicule
It's
him. But
meant
he actually
to get her to where she
But
can
he
solve
rises
fucking
to the
thing.
occasion.
His relentless optimism.
Because she's in the same spot because her ex-husband left her for a younger woman, and so to spite him, she wants to ruin the team and sell it and get rid of it to get back at him. But because she owns the football club now, so in the divorce, I got to tell you, man, I fucking love the way his go-to attitude just eventually just works everybody. And Sudeikis nails this character in a way that, and he's based off of a real coach that he had.
Right. So
He's based on the way he plays this character. He's based on the real person that was his coach growing up, and he loves this guy.
So
I'm
Ted. You guys are you've misinformed me. So, I'm on Amazon Prime. I'm trying to look up Ted Lasso because you had me sold.
They don't have it available.
No, it's not on Amazon Prime.
That's odd. Because Amazon usually likes to make what they do is they make extra money by selling through Amazon.
Yeah.
It's not there. But if anybody can send me a link, I'm down to check it out. But I have too many streaming services. I'm not getting another one, and I hate
We'll talk
Apple.
about it
I don't
later.
own
We'll talk about
any.
it later. Let's go back to it.
Okay,
So
sorry.
I'll let you know after the show. Mythic Quest is the next show that I love, and it's again on Apple. Mythic Quest is a gaming company. They use actual video game videos, cutaways, cut shots. in between segue each part of the show. They have a cutaway that shows an actual video game, and it's supposed to be the Mythic Quest that they're playing in that they're creating in the show, but it's actually a real video game. And
so Mythic Quest is a real video game.
It's created by the same guys that did It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, and the guy who plays Mac on Always Sunny plays the main creator of the game. You had F. Murray Abraham in the show. F. Murray plays this burnt-out fucking screenwriter or author, sci-fi author, who now writes video games. And he's just so full of himself and full of shit, but he's a lovable curmudgeon, old guy.
So he's not the villain?
No. To be honest with you, there's no real villain in this show. Charlie Day is the creator of the show. He is Charlie on It's Always Sunny. He's not in the show. He's just the showrunner, creator. And then you got their buddy that was homeless. He was a priest on Always Sunny. He plays another main character who is the manager, the production manager, showrunner of the game. And we're going through these seasons, like each season's about just a new experience. And I like that they go back in time every once in a while because we need to find out what brought us to this point. And they'll tell this great backstory with different actors that aren't part of the main cast, or they're based on people that are in the show, or the parents of the people on the show, and they'll do this stuff. And they did it with F. Murray Abraham. It led to last season, one of the best episodes was actually the best couple episodes of going back in time and finding out about what led him into gaming as a writer, and and how he tried to be a sci-fi writer, win awards and shit, and met, like, I don't know if it was Harlan Ellison, but another great science fiction writer, or someone based on one. This show is really fucking well written, and they have woke in it, but they also make fun of woke in it. They have woke characters, is what they have, and the woke characters will do something woke, and then one of the characters will make fun of them for being woke. Or my favorite was when some of the woke characters were interacting with more neo-woke characters, and all of a sudden they weren't woke enough. And they start backpedaling, going, I didn't mean anything by that. It's so fucking funny, getting caught in their own fucking traps. It's a funny show. It's funny, but it's got a heart. I've actually teared up watching it. The writing in it, the drama. The final episode, I watched the finale last night, and I teared up watching it. I'm like, holy crap, a character that you just didn't think was capable of this actively states how he feels about another person. And, because he's absolutely very superficial character, and he just says something very heartfelt. And it's like he discovered something. I have feelings. I really do care about things.
It's not like when I cry, you crying is kind of a big deal, right?
No, it was a really profound moment. Anybody else that watched that episode knows what I'm saying. This is a great show. These are 3 great shows so far. Number 4 for them is also on the thumbnail, is Severance. This show came out of nowhere.
Are you like an Apple shill? Are they paying you on the GL?
I don't like Apple. I think that a lot of the stuff they do is crap. Their Tom Hanks sci-fi movie with him and the robot is just basically Wilson. It was fucking Severance, on the other hand, is this great show. It's got what's his name? Scott Thomas. What's his name? He was on Community, or not Community, Parks and Rec, as her boyfriend and then husband. And he is so good in this show. And what it is, the whole concept of this show, it's science fiction, but it's drama, is that they have this thing called severance, which allows you, when you have a job, especially like a top secret job, classified job, where you are able to surgically separate your brain. Your certain time of the day is separated from the rest of your day. So your private life has no idea what your business life does, and your business life has no idea what's going on with your private life. You're completely two minds. And there are people protesting it, saying that it's bad. We find out there's some people who have found a way to leave this, but apparently there's a cabal of people involved that don't want this, so they're hunting these people. It's crazy shit. And the main character is absolutely company man. He's a company man. Even in his private life, he's a company man. And but because of somebody else in his life, he begins to question what's going on at work. And you got a great Christopher Walken's in it.
Ooh.
My God, the cast in this show is amazing. I really fucking love this show. I think it's one of the best written sci-fi dramas in a long time.
Wow.
And I can hardly wait till the next season. I want to find out where this is going. This is what I felt kind of about Westworld first season. I was not happy with some of it, but I was curious where they were going, and then they went off the rails, and it's like, okay, this show, I'm hoping they don't go off the rails because this is fascinating science fiction. It's good sci-fi. This is like Philip K. Dick style shit.
Oh yeah, that's what it sounds like. Definitely,
it's absolutely Philip K. Dickian sci-fi.
Well, when it comes around to mindfucks, he was good at that.
So this is basically what The Peripheral should have been.
I haven't seen The Peripheral, so I have no opinion on that. It's one of those shows that's on that list that I want to try. But it looks good because I love the military aspect of what they're doing, what I've seen. But I just haven't had a chance to fucking do it because, the commitment I have with that woman I love, it's like I have to limit what I show her because I don't want to inundate her with new stuff because I'm introducing her to things she's never seen before. And she's like, oh my God, I love this. This is great.
I'll bet
yes,
you
I know,
are.
Anima, you hate it when
I will bet you
I don't
are.
care. I love you so much.
Well, no.
Make me do that.
Real quick, Gary, I bring that because it's by the same guy that did Westworld Season 1, and it goes off the rails,
Yeah,
just like
season.
Westworld.
The good season.
It goes off on the rails in a good way. I like that. Westworld, my problem with Westworld was some of the elements for Blade Runner I felt should have been used better because it was clearly a nod to Blade Runner. And but when they went into season 2, they went off. They went too far off the rails. In fact, they went off the reservation, and they went into a whole different area because season 2 should have been about the other worlds. Some of the same cast should have made appearances, but the fact is we should have been introduced to a whole new crew of cast with like ancient or Asia, the Japan one was the one I was really curious about, feudal Japan. Mm-hmm. And then they just didn't even go there. And I'm like, all right, you guys lost me. I'm done. I stopped watching it.
They did go to Japan. They just completely fucked it up.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know if they did or didn't. I just know that the minute I saw where they were going, I lost interest and left. And I'm a big fan of Jonathan Nolan. I like his writing. I like Person of Interest. I love that show. I wish they had ended it better, but it's still, I love that show. That was a good show. And I happen to like Jonathan Nolan's writing. I like it better than Christopher. I think he writes better than Christopher.
Well, do you want me to rant a bit about what happens with Westworld? Because basically...
Yeah, because it's still going.
No, they canceled it. The series is nihilist. It literally is about
it earned
all
that
these things that we do, like music, our distraction, because humanity, life is meaningless. It is literally, this is one of the most nihilistic things I've ever seen, because basically it is that
then they completely lost
humanity is corrupt and evil, and it would be best if it was destroyed and replaced by an artificial being, i.e. fucking Dolores. That's the fucking plot.
That's what I think of that one. Go fuck yourself.
She kills off the fucking human race or enslaves them.
Fuck her and what she did to Marilyn Manson too, by the way. I hope he gets his
revenge. That's the actress. I'm just talking about the show. I mean,
yeah, I don't like her though.
Yeah.
I didn't like the character either. The only interesting character
so me, sorry.
The only 3 interesting characters on that show were
Bernard,
the guy that played Felix Leiter.
Bernard.
He was interesting. I was interested in the Anthony Hopkins character and where he was going with this, because it seemed like he was Geppetto and trying to create a new form of life that cared about life, showing how humans lose touch with care and showing how that these things would pick up and be better humans than humans.
Are you talking about Westworld?
Yeah,
that's what we've been
he's
talking about.
uploaded in what's called the Sublime, and it's basically I've transcended humanity. Humanity is fucking useless.
Sorry, I just got off the phone with Bill, so I was like, that's why I'm all like,
Oh, it's Keith.
Yeah, so
hey, Keith.
Hey, Keith.
If you don't mind me saying, Gary, this almost sounds like RUR, Rawson's Universal Robots, in a way.
I don't know that one. You probably know more than me. What I don't like about it is they touch so much on Blade Runner and then lose what made Blade Runner so great, is that these things become self-aware and want life. I want more life, Father. The line by Rutger Hauer in Blade Runner. The fucker one was wrong. I always hated that. The actual line that was delivered by Rutger was, I want more life, Father. And it was redubbed later. And Keith, how you doing, buddy?
I'm all right.
All right, good. I'm glad you're here.
Yeah, we missed you.
We've gone through For All Mankind, Ted Lasso, Mythic Quest, and Severance as being Apple TV Plus has 4 hits on its hand right there.
Mm-hmm.
Those are shows, and I don't know why more people aren't watching them. I think they're fucking great.
Well, it's on Apple TV Plus.
I think we've reached a point where we can't view success as far as television in the old way that we used to back when you only had 3 networks.
Tell Peacock that. Tell Peacock that, because they haven't created a fucking hit yet.
I think ultimately what we have to understand is, what is a success for the streaming service that you're on? What's the top stuff that they have? And then you promote that heavily. I think every streaming service should do that until such time as we can figure out another way of doing this. Because none of the streaming services are sharing their actual information unless they decide to, like in the case of Netflix deciding to share streaming information because they were wanting to clap back at CBS for what they were saying about Discovery being a big hit, and Netflix going, no, it's not.
Well, so we've gone through 4 shows already.
Yeah.
I just watched another show. I'm up to the final episode of this series. It's on Amazon Prime, called The Rig. And
I've heard of that.
I got to tell you, at first I was annoyed by one thing. Look, I'm a guy that if you're going to ground your show in reality, don't fuck it up. And Amazon Prime has this thing. They fucked up Jack Ryan season 2 by grounding in reality and then fucking with reality by saying that the Maduro, that's who the character was based on, was a right-wing fascist. No, he's a fucking socialist commie. But our hero in season 2 was a college professor socialist. So they completely, and that's why everybody hated season 2, because it doesn't follow reality. It says, let's play with reality and then change something that's clearly obvious to everybody but us.
Well,
and
this
so
is
it got review bombed in a negative way.
This is one of those situations where, if you're not going to adapt the material the way that it is, what are you doing? If you're making...
And that's why season 3 is so good, by the way, pointing at what you're saying.
Yeah.
Because they left all the Muslim Islam thing behind, because Greer was a Christian in the books. Greer was absolutely a Christian. In fact, I think he was Catholic. And then they turn him, for socio-political reasons, they turn him Muslim. But I'm like, I'm okay with that. But then they made it a big deal. And that's when it bothers me. When you start making it a big deal, it's problematic. They left it because it has nothing to do with the plot.
Yes.
Or the story.
Yes.
It has nothing to do with it. So stop making a big deal out of it. So he is. And season 3, Greer was acting like Greer, man. This is early Greer before the Jack Ryan books.
And he's very funny.
Oh, I loved it. I loved it.
This shit. Of course, I love this shit.
He's so sardonic at moments, and he just gives a look. And that dude's been good since The Wire. That guy is so good at giving the look. It's somebody where I just owned you with what I just said. I just owned you. You don't know it, but I'm giving you the look, letting you know you're owned. Good actor. I forget his name. Really good actor.
The chat's saying there's an echo.
Yes.
I'm not hearing it. Anybody else hearing it?
Yeah.
No.
A little slight one. How about now? No.
Better.
Okay. I still hear a little bit of one, but
All right. Somebody's echoing. I don't know who. It's not me. I can't hear it. Anyway, I want to say hi to. We got some more people. Look at this. Well, Dennis McCullough, of course. I said hi to him, but I want to make sure I announce it. Real Wade Nation. Danny's Undertaker? What? Is that a person, or are you just saying that, Baron?
I was just messing with
All
you.
right, fuck off with that, man. Dick.
Sorry.
By Media. No, don't worry about it. And of course, our good friend from down under, Brett Cohen. Of course, that's one of those things where whenever I say down under, we need to have the auto recording. My balls, Jeff from Craig Ferguson. My balls.
Wow.
I miss Craig Ferguson so much, dude.
Me too.
It's so much more fun.
Let's
It's
see.
good having
What
Bill.
are you doing, Baron?
I was just showing Keith. He was showing something off. I was showing Keith my original.
You guys need to stop doing show and tell during the show.
Sorry.
Fuck you guys.
Yeah.
I hardly do it. hardly do it.
Real quick, Gary. According to
All right, that's nice. Get the fuck off screen. Get your face back up there. Everybody wants to see you. You beautiful black bastard.
According to some sites, what I'm seeing is 25 million subscribers or 6% of the streaming marketplace for Apple TV. So that's why none of these are like talked about.
That's not very much, and
No.
that's why. And what bugs me is that Danny said that he couldn't find it on Amazon. They could draw that market if they made it available for purchase, episode by episode, rent or purchase through Amazon. They would break that market, and it's stupid that they're not making it available.
It's stupid. Netflix doesn't eventually release Blu-rays for their stuff. Like Stranger Things should sell. I'm not saying put the latest season on there, but that'd be a good way to, one, get more people watching your thing. Make money,
Absolutely,
and
because
two,
the Apple logo is on
because-
whenever they do that, their logo would be on it.
Well, it's the same strategy they use for Game of Thrones. They should follow the Game of Thrones strategy, which is go ahead and just start releasing this stuff on DVD or on Blu-ray and pour all kinds of stuff onto each of those things. Put cast interviews, put behind the scenes information, just load it for the fans. Don't think about the casual viewer. Load it down, because the casual viewer, if you do your job right, will become a major fan, and all that stuff will be important later on.
It's a good point you brought up, Shinatsky. Thanks for bringing that up. Again, Dragon Bricks is here too, and of course, Lord Thoth. All hail Lord Thoth. Welcome to the chat, guys. We're down to the last 20 minutes of the show. I think that we need to go into some more shows here. Because I know they're not, but the rig is, I really want to go into that because this is, again, a mistake they made. And here's the thing, reality, grounded in reality. And what do? They have close to 30% of the cast, 35% of the cast is female on a rig. And it's like in roughnecking. Roughnecking is what it's called, working on rigs. Okay. Less than 5% of all roughneckers are female. Not 35%, less than 5%. That means that there are rigs out there, so few women in this field because it's so fucking dangerous and it's hard fucking living psychologically, physically, that a lot of women don't want that kind of work and don't blame them.
Nope.
And so you get such a low number. And that means some rigs don't even have any women at all on those rigs. And on this show, 35% of the cast is female. So I immediately was like, this is no longer grounded in reality. It's now fantasy. But past that, hi, Cece. Past that, though, really interesting writing. I think it's good. It's a mixture of science fiction. At first, is it's supernatural. I didn't know what was going on, but I think it's science fiction. I'm not got to the final episode, but it poses the question of, once again, we know more about the lunar surface than we know about what's under the ocean on our fucking planet. And all these rigs out there drilling. At first, I think, is this going to be some sort of global?
Is this also on Apple TV?
You know, is this good? No, this is. I just said it was Amazon Prime.
Or I was going. My bad.
So it starts posing the question early on, and I'm like, oh God, please don't be woke and all about global warming. I'm just going to bow out. And it has a couple of things, and it even has a joke about it. Somebody, you go green, and it's like, it's not. It's actually about something else, posing the question about, do we fucking know what we're doing? Because now we know that fossil fuels aren't fossil fuels. They are technically renewable because they're actually more based on fauna, aging fauna, than anything. And I love that there is a moment in the show. And by the way, the girl that managed the hotel in Schitt's Creek, that show, she's one of the corporate liaisons on the ship. She's a science person. And wow, she's really good in this role. She claps back at another dude, says, you punch the ground too much, because they're all Scottish, by the way. Almost everybody, because it's a rig of Scotland, and they're in Scottish waters. So, you know, and they got great Scottish actors in it, by the way. Really good ones. Some from Game of Thrones. You'll recognize them. One of them, though, does a Scottish accent, but he's actually English, but he was in that Irish series, Jack Taylor, which I love that show.
Well, now I'm confused.
About the alcoholic Irish detective. But his Scottish accent.
Playing a Welshman?
He's playing Scottish in it. Everybody's Scottish in except for the two Americans.
Oh, you're talking about Ian Glenn.
Ian Glenn
is the Scotsman who was in Game of Thrones. Ian Glenn, he's good. Yeah,
yeah, but he's not Scottish by birth with the accent. He does not have the accent.
Well, no, Ian Glenn is Scottish. He's from Edinburgh.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, you're the other one.
Accent doesn't have anything to do with where you're born. It's where you're raised.
Yeah,
yeah, because I thought he was raised in Lower England. So, but I know like his Irish is really good. He does a great brogue in Jack Taylor. And I heard
he does.
They were getting ready to do a whole new fourth season, and COVID broke out. And so we haven't gotten the fourth season of Jack Taylor. And I don't know if we'll ever get it. But okay, Alex, thanks a lot. You can fuck off now. Get him off screen. I get tired of Alex.
You know
I'm teasing you, Alex. I'm teasing Alex. Don't worry about it. But the show is really I got into episode 3. By the time I hit episode 3, I'm like, okay, I've decided this show is good. It's good. They made a couple of logic mistakes near episode
Oh shit!
5.
My boy Prozac's in the house. What up, Prozac? Y'all remember Prozac, right? The interesting news show that I cannot name.
Oh, yeah, the show that shall not be named.
The commercials.
they made a show to rule over all the other shows, kind of show, and it didn't work. Cook called Whiskers. What? Answer that
what
one.
Would be good? What would be
answer
good
that one,
is
Brian.
A show where everyone but the Scot is an alcoholic.
Yeah, I know. He says, our Scottish omelet cookers called Whiskers. You don't know?
I mean, you got to whisk your omelet. I do. I whisk it all the time, you know. I do. It's amazing what you can do with a whisk.
Nice meeting you, Prozac. So,
we don't have a special term for.
If you haven't checked the show out, check it out. Despite my frustration with that one stupid fact, facts are important. People go, facts aren't important. Facts are fucking important. If you're going to create reality about a show, believability. When you see roughnecks, you know, hanging around in a bar on their rig, and you see a bunch of women in there, reality just fell through. It's
well,
sort
I mean,
of like,
even
you know,
rigs need like kitchen workers and housekeepers, right?
You don't understand. As sexist as that was,
it was a joke, but yeah,
it's a hard life for all of them. It's a hard
no, I know.
life.
My cousin Billy, when I lived in Houston, my cousin Billy was actually no joke. He was a cook in the kitchen at a rig. He'd be gone for like 3 months at a time, but dude, he made bank.
Oh, you make big money. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's like when you're in the military.
I
There's
used to
hardship
live up
tours.
there in the Highlands where they had the oil rig place where they made them in Vergordon, and I knew a lot of guys.
Oh, the manufacturers of the rig.
Yeah, and then a lot of guys that lived where I lived in the airbase near the airbase. They were all oil rig guys. They made a lot of money. I had a really good friend who used to take them and sail them around the world. Like he was one of the crew that they would build the rig, and then it would, because they have to ship them and then sail them to wherever the hell they're going. And he would go like 6 months. He'd be on that rig.
Yeah, so we lived in Houston, and he would go out to, he would drive out to Galveston, and then they would take him out to the rig, and he would be gone a minimum of 3 months. But dude, he always had like, he just like, he made good money. He always had like dope ass cars. He's a motorcycle rider enthusiast, so he had like not just one motorcycle, but like I haven't seen him in a while because I've lived in Vegas for 13 years, so he's probably got a collection by now. But like they make good money. It's crazy, I'm just glad he wasn't on. The movie was based on where ship blows up,
Okay, so it was a good movie. So yeah, Monkey Jeebus, you're right. It's I've done that before. Fauna, for some reason, I will switch fauna and flora in my head. So 100% right. So anyway, it's not fauna, it's flora that, makes up what we know as oil. Now, what they discover is, and they bring up something, this is a fact, that one of the early chunks of rock, fossilized rock that was brought up by oil drilling, they talk about it on the show, and it came up with a fossilized bacteria that existed at one time. And so what they're saying is through drilling this, at some point you might find living bacteria from another time. And this living bacteria may not be what we think it is. And what they discover, and I'm not going to tell you where it's going, I'm just going to say one of the most fascinating parts of this thing, man, was when they said that each one of the rings in the aging process of this organism, because it's just like trees, rings, the way the rings work when they do the math shows that every single time there's a ring, a dead spot for this, whatever this bacteria is, was right during or after an extinction level event on Earth. And the supernatural aspect of the show, episode 1, a bizarre sci-fi horror fog right out of the mist comes in, and there's 2 rigs and they can't even see each other anymore. They can't communicate with each other. All communication is gone. Something is happening, and it's the mist all over, but there's no weird creatures. But you see in the mist what they miss, which is there's a dead seagull now. They saw the seagull fly, and then you see that it's dead a moment later, and something's going on. Then ash starts falling, and it's like volcanic ash. They don't know what it is, and they're trying to study and research it and understand what's going on. And then they have elements of the Thing in this. And what I mean in this, it's beautifully put in there that anybody who may have been exposed to this organism is not themselves anymore. This is a very interesting little show.
Definitely something not to watch in the dark by yourself.
I don't think it's scary, horror-wise. It's scary here because, it's the question we posed for, since movies began. We do these things and we're making money off of these things, but do we really know what these things are and what could happen? And, because I get really tired of sci-fi films that warn about technology, AI. It's like, it gets really boring after a while. Yes, AI is fucking scary, but they've already talked about it ad nauseum. Make something else.
Dude.
You know,
speaking of
stop
AI
talking about
being
the same
scary,
subject.
that movie Megan, that was, oh my God, so good.
See, that's another problem I have. Is Megan's why I brought that up.
Okay.
I get tired of the whole AI thing. It's like we have done this ad nauseum. When you use the word ad nauseum, means too fucking much.
Too damn much.
It's been used too fucking much. Back off and make something else. Be original and come up with something other than, oh, AI goes crazy and starts killing people. Oh boy, iRobot did that in the 50s.
I have one. How about AI decides to actually save humanity from someone that's trying to destroy it?
And everybody thinks it's trying to kill, but it's actually trying to save. There you go. There's a twist that would be fucking
They
good.
did something like that in the badly named I Am Robot.
Yes, that's just what I was thinking. The iRobot.
The Will Smith one that you like to use.
There was a robot AI good guy in that. Yeah.
Do we still have
It's
that?
actually based on a third book in the series, not the first one.
Yep.
Yeah, they mixed it up with Asimov's rules thing.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's a different story by a different author. 2 Riggs, there better be 2 Murdochs. I'm getting too old for this shit. I gotta tell you, this show is really good. I went to bed before the final episode. Using it like a tool will lead to the revolt. It depends, because every human being, especially Americans are really oddly different than everybody else in the West, and definitely from the East. We're one of the few cultures in the world that self-identify by what we do, not by who we are or our family.
Yeah, that's very true.
A bit early. We still got 10 minutes.
Dude, we got 10 minutes. What
we
got
but it's 1:53, and we end the show at
it's
1.
It's 1:50.
I don't mind. We started the show late, so I'll let it go. It's okay, buddy. I want to hit the 2-hour mark. That's my fault, Martin, not yours.
May I say something quick? Because I didn't, since Martin kind of derailed you, not me. I didn't want to interrupt.
You're just looking for a segue to derail. Got you. Okay.
I just wanted to point out, I know my buddy Prozac's name is spelled Prozac. I just want everybody in the chat to know the ho is silent. That's why it's Prozac.
That's the best kind. The silent ho is the best kind.
Yeah, it's nothing better than a silent ho.
And that's his joke.
When you normalize being suppressed by AI, humans by nature will not question it in general. There are more sheeples than thinkers. Well, the thing is, like I was saying about, hey, Latino Slancia, Polly! Dragon Bricks is here too.
Megan either. I watched his thing.
Kingsport Cal. Well,
the Australian would know about sheep.
I hit a point as a person that loves science fiction. I relish reading science fiction, watching science fiction. I want to watch stuff that takes things from a new approach. As Alfred Hitchcock said, there's nothing new under the sun. Mm-hmm. The idea is that there's no original stories anymore, not since the Bible.
Yeah, we've been around
what's
too long.
important is the original way of telling a story. That's what makes it original. How you tell your story. How you tell your story. Wow. Cowbell. I am both Southeast Asian ethnicity, but I don't know what he said. But American nationality.
I get your critique of Megan, even though you haven't seen it yet. But
I don't need to because I already know what the plot is.
But it's entertaining. It's like, are you not entertained? It doesn't, like you just said.
I am
all
not
the story
that person. I'm not that person. I'm never going to be that person. Keith's not either. We will occasionally, Keith and I have talked about this. We'll occasionally see a film where it's like, okay, I get it. I'm going to check my brain out at the door.
I pay for it when it comes out on Blu-ray and send it to you. Would you watch it and then have
if it's the unrated gore version? Yes.
Well, fair enough. Okay. All right.
Yeah, I don't want the PG-13 version. I want the one that was made for.
I mean, no, we talked about that yesterday. I would love to watch the unrated version. Trust me.
In real life tests, AI started using a shorthand language. Yes, I know about this one, Cam. And by the way, hi. And yes, this is why we gotta keep a tight leash on AI, man.
You know what's interesting?
It's the end of the fucking world, and I absolutely believe that.
What's really interesting about AI is not AI itself; it's whether or not AI becomes able to reprogram itself.
Well, we already have that. We actually have that now.
But breaking any constraints that we may put on it in some way.
And it's one of the things that was talked about in one sci-fi film. I can't remember which one it was. It might have been Terminator or something, where the minute it gets access to the internet, is when it becomes dangerous.
Well, that goes way back to the Lawnmower Man, even the movie The Lawnmower Man.
I actually really like that movie too.
We've done tests with real life with AI. You know what happens? They become Nazis. Within
or racist. No, they always go racist. Yeah, that's a thing. It's weird.
Well, I'd like to know what Keith thinks about that. I mean, should we have black AIs? I mean, come on, Keith. What do you think we should be doing here?
You know what? I don't even think really AIs really care about any of that. I mean, if they decided to take over, they'll just wipe us all out because we all
right. But like
here's the thing about it though, it's just scripting. There's no
that's exactly what I was going to get into. The problem.
I was waiting for that. I needed that image.
Well, you talking about a brobot?
Yeah, brobot.
No,
man, you better back up. I got to practice for
by
stabbing.
the way, sorry, Gary, I know you're trying to get through stuff. I just wanted to say, I've always thought Keith bears a very big resemblance to Wendell Pierce that plays James Greer in Jack Ryan. Don't you think Keith bears a certain resemblance to Wendell Pierce?
I don't.
That's a great comparison because he's a great actor and a fantastic guy, and so is Keith.
Yes, I am.
I'll share this real quick. Here you go. I'm going to share this real quick with you. This was made by Mr. Tickle Trunk for you, Keith. That's your face on Michael Jordan.
Oh, jeez.
It actually looks pretty damn good. Like you get that, like it's kind of a compliment.
Yeah. If it's possible to make Keith look even more handsome.
So I actually managed to get through 5 shows on the show this episode. I actually was able to do it. I absolutely highly recommend this show, The Rig. Check your brain at the door for facts when it comes to how rigs operate. But it's good science fiction. It's really interesting. I like it when they pose an idea. What would happen? What if? And this is a what if kind of show. Like, what would happen if something down there that we're drilling might run into that we don't know about because we don't know our fucking oceans is intelligent and maybe has a purpose other than our own that may be contralateral to our own or, going along with it, but not in a way that we're going to like.
Yeah.
So there you go.
So, Gary, can I please? Well, we got a couple minutes left. Can I bring up?
Can you derail again? Yeah, I got a minute and a half.
Topic. No, we have 4 minutes. Don't we? Tulsa King. Can we like do?
No, I would not mind talking about that at all. I love that show. I think it's hilarious. I know that Michael Franzese, criticized it because it's not realistic in how it depicts mob life. But God damn it, I enjoy the shit out of that show.
It's television. It doesn't have to be realistic.
Yeah, have you seen it? 70s?
God, yeah, I'm right up to date on it. Yeah, absolutely.
I'm staying caught up with it, man. I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying also 1923 with Harrison Ford.
I haven't watched that yet. How many episodes are out of that? I need to.
That's 3 right now, right? I think.
Okay. See, where I live, 1923 would be a contemporary show because I'm out in the prairies. We're in 1923 right now.
So we're down to 2 minutes. Last thing, Keith, you want to say something?
Yeah, I highly recommend if you haven't seen both of these shows on Netflix. Shadow and Bone will be having a new season coming up, as well as the series Warrior will be getting another season.
I had some historical problems with Warrior, but I do love what they're doing. I enjoy the martial arts aspect in particular.
Yeah, I enjoy the entire cast. I think
I get tired of the whole Whitey is bad thing. I just come on, fuck off with that shit.
Yeah, I get that. For me, it's a nice balance out against the show.
Especially the Irish at that time, they were pretty much put upon in this country, and they make an Irishman the bad guy at the first episode at the pier.
I see no problems with these things, Gary. I'm sorry. I see
Shut up.
We have another breach, but before we get to the breach, did you guys see that Netflix released an official
I don't think you understand how long this show is, Danny.
Trailer?
An official what?
It's totally relevant.
It's not the point. It's like, you're saying like we have a whole lot of time. We've got 1 minute left.
Open your back door, baby.
Just make the show longer then. Just make 1 minute longer.
That's my problem with the Scottish. Everything's got to be longer.
Just like Spinal Tap. Just turn it up, make it longer.
That's how you got the Kyber toss.
It's 10 inches. No,
I tell you,
it's 11, mate.
I don't mind tossing my own caber, but I won't.
Gary and I need a safe
else's.
word.
It's banana. So we got the backdoor thing in. I want to thank everybody for being here today. Let's see if I can get through these. Penny, Dork Knight, Shadow Dragon, Anima Confusa, Monkey Jeebus, Joe's Atmosphere, Peter Vinkman, Fansite, Keely Chow, Dragon Ruse, Alex Moore, Warren, War Monkey, Kingsport Cal, Parrothead, Jordy Lyons, Lovely Sherry, Devin Ballard, Dennis McCullough, Real Wade Nation, Stone Pie Media, Brett Cohen, Dragon Bricks, Lord Thoth, Pro Hozak, Prozac.
No, just Prozac. The hoe was silent.
I just fucking said that. Latino Slant, E. Clay Thomason, and of course, when Latino Slant, I mean Polly. Oh my God, there it is. We're fucking done. Love you guys. Have a great weekend.
Hey guys, thanks for watching Pop Culture Minefield. If you've enjoyed the show, please make sure to like, subscribe, and don't forget to click the bell icon for updates on our shows and channel. Also, please leave a comment, and we'd like to know what you thought of the episode, as well as letting us know if there's something you'd like us to cover in a future episode. Don't forget that you can become a member of Pop Culture Minefield now. Make sure to visit our membership page and merch store at popcultureminefield.com. You can always find Pop Culture Minefield on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitch.
Yeah, who is the sponsor again?
Fuel Up. Start today with Fuel Up Play.
2 hours. Wow. We did it. Bye, Anima.